Well, I knew I wanted to be a coach when I was 12 years old. I used to follow a comic strip called Gil Thorpe, and he was a high school coach that coached every sport. And that's kind of how I got the itch of watching that. And I had some good young coaches in junior high that I really liked, and it's just something I wanted to do. I wanted to get at one school. I didn't want to be a guy that was here 4 years, there 4 years. And Trinity was a good match for me. My temperament, the fans were supportive, and I coached 42 years and 35 of them were there. So we even had a group called the Behind the Bench Gang that would sit right behind our bench and block it off so no one other than our school people were there, which was pretty neat.
As I graduated high school, he knew I wanted to be a teacher, and he was like, why don't you go ahead and join our staff? So from that point forward, for the next 18 years, I was, an assistant basketball coach on the staff. After I graduated from college, he helped me get back on here at Trinity High School. We had an ongoing joke then from years on that I was his boss in the fall and the spring, but he was still mine in the winter.
He's a hero. He's a hero to our family. He's obviously an important public figure in the Trinity community, and rightfully so. He's touched a lot of people in a really positive way. So if you're in town and you're trying to get stuff done really quick, you gotta leave him at home, because you're gonna get into an hour conversation with somebody, and that's good to have, though. I mean, it really is. It's really humbling to know just how important that his job really has meant to that city and to those people.
It's funny. They had told me, they played a trick on me before. They said that the gym was going to be named after our volleyball coach, and I said, "You gotta be kidding me!" So they got me going. I mean, and not that he didn't deserve it, but that's basketball floor, so it was special.
Coach Kelly, has just meant the world to me, because he started out as a teacher, then he was my coach, then he was my mentor, and then we've just become great friends through the years. We were both sad to see his retirement finally come. I know he's got new grandchildren, and he's just excited about spending time there, but he still volunteers and he comes around as much as he can, and it's just been a great time for all of us over the last 2 decades.
Just to see how much time, effort, and energy that he's put in really to other kids and to other families, and the amount of success that he's had doing it. The recognition is always great. In our minds, we knew he was a Hall of Famer 10, 15 years ago. I've never met anyone that has the work ethic that he has. If that's something that I've learned, is you learn how to win. And it's good to see him up here with, some of the bigger name coaches that, when coming from a really small town, sometimes you don't think that, people really recognize some of the things that are going on, and the amount of success that's taken place there. And I think that's one thing that, when you think about, Trinity High School or Trinity basketball, the first name that comes to mind is Tim Kelly.
Well, people joke around with you, like we were playing a game one year and we weren't playing real well, and there was a fan about 3 rows back from the other school going, "Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer," and I just rolled with it. I said, well, maybe one day, who knows?